Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Goaltending, where your why is bigger than your excuses. I'm your host, Will Bland, and I just want to say thank you for tuning in and allowing me to be a part of your journey as always. I really want to challenge you to find something today that you can take away and apply to your journey. And today, I really want to get into something that's been on my heart. And I've created a list of topics that I really want to talk to you all about that I believe will be helpful to you on your journey. A whole list of topics, and then earlier this week I was listening to Never Finished. It's David Goggins' new book, and really enjoyed the story. But I'm listening to it, and it really reminded me that I'm capable of way more than I think I am. And what it really opened my eyes to is I've been selling myself short. And I recognized that by listening to this book. And I said, if I have been selling myself short, and I work pretty hard, but I can do more. And if I'm doing that, I know that other people are too. Let's be honest. I know that you are too. And so I want to talk about why we think that about ourselves, why we think we're not as capable as we actually are. I want to talk about, how we allow other people to impact what we think that we are capable of. And I'll give you an example from my own personal story. But ultimately, you often don't realize how much you're capable of until you're put in a position to have to. Think about that. So just because you haven't done something before, you may believe that you can't do that. And that's not the case. It's just that you haven't done it before. But if you try, if you practice, if you put effort into it, you can do a whole lot more than you think you can. You can run off of less sleep than you think you can. You can push yourself to further physical limits and mental limits than you think you can, but because you haven't had to, you don't. And I'll give you an example. So in 2015, I auditioned for and was selected to be a member of the United States Army Soldier Show. Incredible experience. And during the production phase of the show, we had a lot of choreography that we had to learn while putting the show together. And I have never been in a dance class, done choreography of any kind. The closest that I would say that I got to that is watching movies like You Got Served growing up and trying to emulate moves and things that they did in the movie. And so no dance background at all. But I'm there to perform. Like it's my job to perform and to figure out how to do those things. And there came a day while we're in production and the choreographer ends up liking a move that another guy in the class did. And he was actually a dancer. He was actually professionally trained. He actually, did that prior to coming there. And that's what he came to be a part of the show for, was for dancing. So he does a move where he flips himself off of the ground. And that happens to be for a number that I am doing the same dance moves he is in. And so first, I'm like, okay, I can't do that. And I'm mad at him because I'm like, okay, I have to do that because you just did it. And you're actually professionally trained and I'm not. And I'm telling myself all of these stories of why I can't do what I'm being asked. And I had never even tried to do that dance move before. I never tried to flip myself off the ground like that before. And so the choreographer says, why do you think you can't do that? I was like, I've never tried before. And she said, okay, so try. Like, don't tell yourself that you can't do something just because you haven't done it before. And so in front of everybody else on the show, I attempt this dance move for the first time. So first off, there's nerves of like, I'm gonna look silly in front of everybody else. I've never tried this before. I don't think that I can do this. I'm frustrated with the other guy for putting me in a position to have to learn something difficult. It made me really uncomfortable. Have you ever been in a position like that where you're put in a position where you have to do something that you're completely uncomfortable with, haven't done before, and don't know if you can actually do it? So what happens? I get down, I attempt to move, and it's pretty ugly the first time. Um, but I wasn't that far off. And just in trying it, I recognized, hey, this is kind of ugly right now, but if I practice, I can do this. Like I think I actually can. So I started practicing that specific move multiple times a day, every single day, throughout the duration of production of the show, and I got it down. And it ended up being a successful part of the choreography in the show. And what that did is it opened my eyes to stop telling yourself that you're incapable of something just because you haven't done it before. So I want to challenge you. I could share stories all day. I want to challenge you to actually think back on a time in your life when you told yourself you weren't capable of something just because you hadn't done it before. Did you still go after it, or did you allow that belief of being incapable to stop you? It's okay if you did. I just want you to think about it, and I want you to ask yourself, like, why did I think that? Okay, because there may be limiting beliefs, there may be things that have happened in your life that led to you believing that. But here's the thing: first off, you have to stop allowing what other people think you're capable of dictate what you think you are actually capable of. Only you know. Only you know what you can push yourself to. Only you know what you're willing to accomplish. And you may not realize that you're capable of it yet, but don't try just because you haven't done it before. If there's something that you want to do or accomplish, regardless of if you've done it before, go after it. Give it a try. It's okay if you fail. It's okay if you fall down, but learn something from it. If you really want to keep practicing it until you do finally get it down. So that's an example, and I really want you to reflect on that. Spend some time thinking about that for yourself and how you can apply it. And now I want to talk about what is the real problem. What's the real problem as to why we are selling ourselves short? Why do you think you're not capable of what you're actually capable of? And the truth is, we allow staying in our comfort zone to keep us from accomplishing things that we can accomplish. We live in our comfort zone. We want to be comfortable. We don't want to look bad in front of people. What if you accepted that it's okay to fail? What if you accepted that it's okay to look bad in front of people? And what if you stop telling yourself that you can't do something just because you haven't done it before? So here's the thing. The level of discomfort that you can endure consistently is correlated to the level of success you can accomplish. Now think about that. Think about that for the second. The level of discomfort you can endure consistently. Now think about what actions are you taking on a daily basis that make you uncomfortable? Or are you doing everything you can to make everything as comfortable as possible? I hit the snooze button so I can have a little more comfort in the bed. I skipped my workout for the day because I just needed a little more rest. It'll be okay. Well, the truth is, when you make those kinds of decisions, the ones that are comfortable in the moment, you're doing it at the sacrifice of the goals that you want to accomplish, of the person that you actually want to be, and you're allowing that temporary comfort to hold you back. You're allowing the temporary comfort to keep you from being as great and as fulfilled as you can actually be. So you are capable of way more than you think. But you're allowing comfort in the moment to sacrifice everything that you want to accomplish. Now, I'm sure you've heard of delayed gratification, and that is just being able to put off those immediate comforts. It's being willing to put yourself in uncomfortable situations in the moment in order to achieve a desired result in the future. So I'm going to make a healthy decision eating today in order to lose weight tomorrow by sacrificing, by not drinking alcohol, by not consuming sweets. Like I can be working toward living healthier. So here's what I want to talk about. When it comes to comfort zone, it's similar to that thinking you're incapable of something just because you haven't done it before. Have you been put in a position to have to be outside of your comfort zone? So the first time or two that you're put in that situation, it's very uncomfortable. And you may be very unhappy. But did you learn something from that? Did you actually end up looking back on that and think, wow, that was an incredible experience. That actually impacted who I am now. That actually makes me better and stronger now for the things that I want to do and accomplish. I have a lot of friends in the military who have been through those exact situations where you have to endure these uncomfortable things, but on the back end, come out so much stronger. On the back end, they come out better trained, better prepared to do their job, more physically fit, more mentally tough. Those things can be accomplished by putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. And you don't have to be in the military to go through that. Now, think about your work environment, okay? Like, are you avoiding taking on difficult jobs because you want to stay comfortable? What is that doing? That will hold you back from promotion. That will hold you back from being more effective in the job that you're doing. That will hold you back from being able to request raises. Let's say you want to be successful at work, but you're avoiding the discomfort. The more uncomfortable you're willing to make yourself, the more successful you can be. Take those hard jobs. Do that hard workout. Get out of bed a little bit earlier so that you can knock out what you want to accomplish early in the day and start your day off with a win. You are capable of more. You have to stop letting people get in your head and tell you you're not capable of something, because you can accomplish so much more. When I was going on my first combat deployment, we were ramping up for training, and the pre-deployment training that we did, we were literally working 14 to 16 hours a day, nonstop, no rest, and we're already away from home at this point. So I was uncomfortable. Going from a job where I was working 8 hours a day, going back to the comfort of my home, spending time with my wife and my daughter, to going to a pre-deployment environment where I'm training hard for 14 to 16 hours a day, unable to go home to my wife and kid afterwards. I was very uncomfortable. Actually, there was a morning where a supervisor of mine at the time came to sit with me at breakfast to talk about training for the day. I got up and I moved to a different table because I was so mentally drained. I was so exhausted. And honestly, that was not the right thing to do at the time, but I was uncomfortable, and it was affecting how I was responding to things emotionally. In that moment, it was very hard. I was in a place mentally that was not positive. It was not helping me be more prepared. It was not helping me be effective in the training I was doing. And in the moment, it sucked. But when I got through that, I came out so much stronger. I can look back on that specific instance and I can see that, first off, I would not have on my own pushed myself to work 14 to 16 hours a day. I would not have pushed myself that hard. So by being in that position, I realized that I was capable of more. Ultimately, that discomfort was temporary. We got past it. We had shorter days eventually. The operational tempo in which we were performing slowed down. And I was able to reflect on that moment. So now I know I can push myself to that level. I can go harder. So when I'm having those comfortable days where I'm working an 8-hour day, I know that I could have done more. Did I tell myself, oh, I'll get to that tomorrow? I'll put it off. I want you to ask yourself this. What comforts are you currently giving yourself that are holding you back from accomplishing what you want to accomplish? Are you allowing your temporary, immediate comfort to hold you back from being a better parent? Are you allowing it to hold you back from reaching a nutrition or a health goal or a weight loss goal? Are you allowing it to hold you back from your professional goals? Are you letting it stop you from pursuing a dream or a business idea? Are you doing those things but not doing as much as you actually could? Because no, I still want to get off by a certain time. Like I need to get this certain amount of sleep. It'd be more fun to go hang out with my friends this evening than to do what I actually need to get done to be successful. Are you willing to make a sacrifice? Are you willing to delay gratification so that you can get to what you want to accomplish? I promise you, it will be worth it in the end. So stop selling yourself short. Recognize that you are capable of so much more. And go get what's yours. Thank you all for tuning in. If you took something away, please share the episode, help somebody else, and stop selling yourself short. If you know somebody that's been selling themselves short, share it. It's time to get past that. It's time to go after what you didn't think was possible, because you can do it, but you have to try. So share the episode, like and subscribe. I appreciate you all tuning in. Be sure to comment with your thoughts and questions to join the conversation, and let's grow together.